Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Jesus, yo, I almost lost my life. Did you see that? No.
Okay. We'll work on it.
We'll work on that. Welcome back to TretoWithOutARadio, Season 4.
Oh my god. Best way to start a new season?
That's the best way. I actually want to leave all that in there. Like, I don't want to.
You don't want to make it seem all perfect?
No, that was perfect. Like, that was perfect. Yo, guys, welcome back to another episode of TretoWithOutARadio. Season 4, episode 44.
Episode 44?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. What like there has to be other.
Season 4, episode 44. The table is slightly better now. It actually fits.
Yeah, the table's not crooked anymore. Thank you to Abel. He came by, fixed our studio a little bit. Yeah, this is a podcast where we traded our radio for what?
So this week we traded it for knee pads.
Knee pads. Damn. In what world would we need to trade a radio for knee pads?
Well, in this world.
But like, what would be the scenario? Like, yo, this guy needs knee pads.
Here's the scenario.
Okay.
We're trying this new thing with an intro, walking into our seats, bang, knee straight into the table.
Yo.
What would have saved your knee? Knee pads.
You're right. Damn, that's like the perfect. You should just
Exactly.
walk around with knee pads all the time.
Exactly. You can't bump into something and hurt your knee if you got knee pads in all times.
That's so funny.
That's why, Treto. Did you know?
No.
Did you know?
No.
This is a podcast for people who watch out with their knees.
Oh, man. Yo, you're okay. I see you. Damn, that's so cool. Speaking of knee pads, I'm trying to tie it into something. I can't think of anything.
So okay, so we're at knee pads.
Knee pads.
You know where you want to go.
You know who else uses knee pads?
Okay.
Olympians.
That took you that hard? That was that hard?
Yeah, I mean, I'm suffering from a broken knee right now. Olympians use knee pads, dude.
They do, because
they compete in a high
intensity competition, best in the world.
Yeah. Nah.
There was something with like skateboarding, because I think skating is a Olympic sport.
Is it like X Games?
Yeah. No, but like not even just X Games, like actual Olympics, isn't it?
I hope so. Did Tony Hawk ever win a medal?
That's what I'm trying to remember right now, but I'm not sure. Leave a comment if Tony Hawk won an Olympic medal somehow.
Yeah, where we don't fact check our shit. We just dive into it.
We go for it. All right, so knee pads, Olympic sports, Tony Hawk.
Pretty much drinking a beer with Tony Hawk.
Ooh, imagine drinking a beer with Tony Hawk.
While playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater like 1, 2, or 3.
Dang, and you got to beat him at the game. Actually, do you think Tony Hawk's good at Pro Skater?
I don't know. I would hope so. Like, yo, that's your game. Like, or do you think it was more of a check thing? Like, he just grabbed the check and...
I feel like... I don't know. I feel like in that... You bring up a good point, though. Like, if your name is on something, like, you want to know about it. Like, you want to be good at it, you know?
Yeah.
It's like... Imagine if NBA 2K was called NBA LeBron James.
Yo, that would be fire.
You know? So, like, LeBron would have to be good at it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, if you think about it, like, he can't suck. Like, that's your game.
But then I'm thinking about it. Madden is named after Joe Madden, and Joe Madden's this old-ass white dude. He probably doesn't even know what a game is.
He probably, like, never played it before ever. No, yeah, you're totally right. I think if Tony Hawk was bad at it, he would be drunk. Like, if we were drinking and playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater, he would definitely be drunk.
But I feel like... I don't know if you've seen these videos online where it's like two people are sitting and they're playing 2K, and the caption's like, "Oh, when the dude is really good at 2K, but he sucks at basketball in real life."
Ooh.
And so he's beating you in 2K, like you're getting worked, and you know he's all showboating, he's like talking smack to you.
Yeah.
And so eventually you get fed up, and the dude turns around, and is like, "You know what? You won't do that outside though."
Damn.
And so they go play an actual game with 21. And the guy who was really good at 2K just gets demolished.
Yeah, completely different.
So I imagine that's what it would be like with Tony Hawk. You're over here, you're drinking, playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Yeah. You're like beating him, and he just gets fed up. And it's like, all right, you know what? You make a kickflip before I do, I'll give you $1 million.
Yo, I've never skated in my life, and I'm gonna fucking try my best for that kickflip.
And he doesn't even he watches you struggle for like 2 hours, and then he just gets on the board first try. And I was like, all right,
kickflip.
Yeah.
The fact that he gave me 2 hours, though, is pretty impressive.
he was really confident.
I probably would have a broken ankle by then. Yo, that's crazy.
Not if you wore those knee pads.
Yeah, man. No, the reason I was getting with the whole Olympian thing is you invited me down to your annual beer Olympics. Is that what you guys
It's the
call it?
annual beer Olympics.
Yeah, this past weekend, dude.
I guess it's kind of in a weird transition with naming. It is the beer Olympics, but we also call it the Dugan Invitational.
No way. Are you serious?
So like Dugan Invitational is like the official name, aka Beer Olympics.
Yeah.
So it's
What year did you guys switch it over to the Dugan Invitational?
2 years ago. Okay. So this is technically the second year that we've called it the Dugan Invitational.
Yeah.
Before then, it was just Beer Olympics.
For everyone that's followed our podcast for the past couple of seasons, Renee, the Frisbee team we've talked about multiple times. We've had some of your
teammates
on the show. So then this is like a Frisbee invite only. Right?
Yeah. So this is like the
congratulations. No.
Play the Post Malone. No. Yeah, this is like the big, like the Mica event that we do. So this last year was the 6th year.
Oh shit!
And so, basically, Beer Olympics, we compete. A bunch of random drinking events, and it's all within the team. So, and it's gotten bigger in the last few years. It started off there was 2 teams. We were just playing against each other for fun, really.
Yeah.
They were the older people on the team, like the juniors and seniors and like second year seniors or whatever, were trying to prove that the team partied way harder when they were younger.
Yeah.
And that they could prove it by beating the people who were like the younger people on the team who thought they were all about partying.
That's how it started. Like
that's how it was, like to prove a point.
Damn.
And they proved that point 3 years in a row.
Damn.
And so that's what it was the first year. We won one event, and then they just demolished us in every other thing.
So I did see some of the guys from previous years
right.
at the invite. They were really good. Like the ones that did play, they were like amazing. And you even told me, you're like, yo, just a heads up, this guy's really good.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, well, how good can he be? No, he was good.
Yeah.
So
and I know, and I guess I want to get into that real quick because you're like, hey, let's play. We were just standing around. Let's play beer pong against them. And I was like, no, they were like really good. And somehow we pulled it off. We won the first game against them.
Yeah.
And we kind of took a look around. Nobody was near us. And they're like, rematch? And then they're like, all right, we rematched.
How quick did they want that rematch? Yeah.
And so I don't know about you, but as soon as they said rematch, I was like, oh, we're going to get fucked.
Yeah, it felt like that. Like, I was like, yo, this is too good to be true. Like,
yeah.
As soon as that rematch came, it was over.
And then we hit, 3 cups that second game?
Yeah, we got killed.
And then we just got demolished.
That's when people started to come over and, watch us play.
Yeah.
But no one saw our amazing first game. Yeah, it was bad.
But, so those guys, they wanted to prove a point. They proved the point. We did it again the next year. And I think that year we had 3 teams. So we had, at that point, most of them had graduated already. I think 4 out of the 5 of them had graduated. So they were just known as the alumni team at that point.
Nice.
And then us, we were all in our sophomore/junior year.
Yeah.
And so we were the veteran team, and we added a 3rd team, which was a bunch of rookies.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. And so we did it again. They ended up winning again. And I think we actually lost to the rookie team that year. And so we had a whole debate about that. We were like, oh, well, we want to compete against them again next year. But the rookie team that had just beaten us, like, well, we beat you guys, and you've already done this twice, so
there's no reason.
Yeah, there's no reason for you guys to do it again because you're probably just gonna lose again.
Damn.
And we didn't want to. We didn't want to quit.
Yeah.
And so, all right, this is what we'll do. We'll hold a prelim Olympics.
Ooh, okay. I didn't
so
know about this.
the Olympics, we typically hold it on homecoming. So it's always like December, some random weekend in December, whenever NIU's homecoming is. And so for this one, we're like, all right, here's what we're gonna do. We know we're gonna compete. The 3rd Beer Olympics is in November. So at the end of this school year, so in spring, sometime in May or April, late April, early May, let's hold a Beer Olympics, just our team and your team, and whoever wins that Beer Olympics gets to take the spot of the veteran team next year.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
So that way it's a play-in.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, if you guys beat us again, you take it and that's it. And if we win, we get to take it for another year.
Damn. Damn,
And
that's cool. Yeah.
and so we did that in the spring. We won like just barely. Like we won like on a technicality, I think it was.
How are the teams set up? Like, did you always have a certain number of players, or is it just whoever's available?
Yeah, so
time?
it's always been 5 players per team.
Yeah.
And so that's always been consistent since the beginning. It's just the amount of teams that have changed over the years. But yeah, so we beat them on a technicality, and we're like, all right, cool, we get to compete next year. And so the third year rolls around, we compete against them. This one was at a different location. We added a 4th team that year, so that changed everything around. And the team got added like super last minute, so we didn't even have time to like plan out how to do anything. So we did everything in a really dumb way. Like it wasn't really thought out very well. And so we added the 4th team. That 4th team just got obliterated. It was, I think that, yeah, that was the only year that we let people that weren't directly on the Frisbee team play or submit a team.
Yo, that could have been me. That would have.
Well, it was like the week before, like, hey, we want to do this since you guys are having it at our house.
Yeah.
And we're like, all right, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, they got obliterated.
Oh, wow.
And then we had, ourselves, the alumni team that at that point was fully alumni because Jimmy was the last one to graduate, and so he graduated. So now they were all 5 of them.
Okay.
And the new rookie team got obliterated. They just, I don't know what happened. They weren't ready for the amount of drinking.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And
so before you keep going, the people who are watching this are like, what are you talking about? Rookies, like veteran, like
okay.
So yeah, I guess if you want to break it down a little bit, I have a clip that we're gonna dive into of everyone that he's talking about. But before we dive into that, so these rookies are like not just like freshmen on the team, like they're rookies on the actual Frisbee team, right?
Correct. Yeah. So everyone that I'm talking about is on the Frisbee team or has been.
Okay. So then these rookies, are they always that bad? Like, do they always suck, or have you seen a rookie that's actually like really good?
Like we've seen like 1 or 2 out of the 5, but it's never been. We have 5 rookies that are really good.
Yeah.
And I guess to clarify, when we say rookies, like they're not necessarily freshmen, but it's the first year that they've been on the Frisbee team at NIU.
Okay, yeah.
So they could be a transfer student who's like a senior, and that's fine. That's a rookie.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So we've never had 5 good ones.
Yeah. So then, yeah, that's crazy. So who came up with the games? I guess like I saw it firsthand, and these games are really well thought. Like some of these games I didn't even know, and I've been drinking for years. So I was like, "Yo, this is cool because I've never played this before."
Yeah.
But how do you guys come up with like the lineup as far as like which games? I guess if you want to break it down, like the beginning, I know you guys did like a chugging.
Yeah, break it down event by
how
event.
does that come about?
Yeah, so I guess I'll go a little bit of history and what the event is now.
Yeah.
So originally, the first event has always been a chug. It's always been a beer chug. The first 2 years that we did it, it was in a big container, which is another game that was very popular with the NAU Frisbee team.
Guys, if you see my face, big container is disgusting. It's the worst like game you could ever play ever in life. No.
So it's a simple game. Try it out at home. So
can you Google that? Can they Google it and be like, "Oh, this is big container," or is it like you have to know what we're talking about?
I've never tried Googling it.
Yeah,
actually.
me either. I just know it because it got passed down to me.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna Google that and find out.
Actually, the first time we played it was because of you, right?
Yeah.
So, that's right. Yeah, fuck you, dude. Nah. Yo, that's the worst game. Like,
so I guess for reference, big containers basically you get a big container. So like I don't know, like a big pot or like a big gallon of milk or like a gallon container or something, and you pour beer in it, or most of the time you pour beer in it. Sometimes you pour beer in whatever other liquors happens to be around.
Anyone could pour anything in there pretty much.
Yeah. And then once it's all poured in, everyone puts a hand on it, make a big circle, you shake it around, do a chant. And at the end of the chant, you point at someone. And whoever has the most fingers pointing at them, or whoever talks the loudest, that's whoever drinks. And then they drink as little or as much as they want.
Yeah.
And you just repeat over and over again until the container's empty.
Here's a really bad video of us playing Big Container with Ralph, who was on the last episode.
Yeah.
This is where we point him out and we're like, no, it's you, Ralph. Drink.
Yeah. And
so here, go ahead and watch this real quick.
Drink some booze, drink some booze, drink some booze. Nah, it's Ralph because the camera's on him. You didn't even point.
So then that's Big Container.
And that's like a perfect example of it too, because there was clearly more fingers going somewhere else that wasn't Ralph.
Right. Yeah.
But you're like, no, it's Ralph. And then you just like shoved it to him.
Yeah.
So that's what that is. And originally that's how we did the beer chug.
Okay.
So it was just Big Container, but within your team. And you guys just, took turns drinking it.
Oof.
And then I think it was the third year, we changed it up because we had done the AC/DC Thunderstruck drinking game like that year before. Mm-hmm. We're like, hey, what if we just change the beer chug and do, instead of playing Big Container, everyone has their own beer and we listen to Thunderstruck.
Yeah, which is a lot easier.
It's so much easier.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you how much beer was spilled when we were doing it in big containers.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
And it didn't help that we chose some dumbass containers the first few years.
Big ass soup bowl.
Like the year that the team that I was on lost to the rookie team.
Okay.
Their big container was a Brita filter.
Oh wow.
So it made so much sense. It had a little spout to pour from, and they just drank it like that, and they won. Like
Jesus.
So yeah, that's how we switched over and how it became what it is now with the Thunderstruck. Mm-hmm. And so that's the first event. That one's kind of always been there. The second event currently is Slap Cup.
Okay.
So Slap Cup, for people that don't know, is you gather around a table and like say our emblem here is a circle of cups, and in the middle you have the center cup gets filled with a whole beer or like a beer and a half or whatever. And as you go make your way to the outside, you have less and less beer. And then you have two.
You know what? I didn't know that. Oh. I always thought they were evenly poured.
No, the cups in the middle had more beer.
Yeah.
And so that goes to tell you how shitty the pouring was.
Yeah, I was like, dude, I'm not going to get that one. That one, yeah, like.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so then you have the ones in the middle, and then there's two people at opposite sides of a table when we start. And there's another cup and a beer pong ball, and you have to bounce it into the cup. And if you bounce it on your first try, you get to pass it wherever you want on the table. After your first try, you pass it to your left.
Okay.
And the whole point of it is, say if I'm bouncing and you're bouncing, I'm trying to make it in my cup before you make it in yours. Because then if I make it and you haven't made it yet, I get to slap your cup, and then you have to take a new cup from the center, drink that cup, and then start bouncing again.
Can we just point out that you're saying it super like calm and like nonchalantly right now, but in reality, this guy was like, "No, I gotta slap the fuck out of this cup right now." Like, dude, you go beast mode in this game, and it's so funny. Like right now, you're like, "Oh no, I just slap your cup." No, hell no. Like you fucking bitch slap, like pimp slap, whatever kind of backhand slap the hell out of that cup.
Yeah, I guess to put it into context, I was so excited to slap a cup during the game on Saturday morning. I was waiting for it. Like I was waiting for me to get the cup and for my guy to fuck up so I can slap it. And I got so excited. I slapped the first one so hard that I hit another cup and spilled that one.
Right.
So then I had to take that cup and drink it. And then after that, I started slapping away from the table.
Which makes sense, yeah.
Because the first one, I was just super excited. I just straight smacked it. But that's the second event there. And the way that you win, I never clarified with the first one. You win the beer chug by being the first team to chug their beers.
Which makes sense.
Yeah. This one, you win by having the most total slaps.
Okay.
So
that's cool.
Yeah. So every slap is a point, and you keep track of your points, and that's why we have like referees or impartial people that aren't on a team.
Right.
Kind of generally keeping count as well.
That made sense because I saw Jimmy was standing closer to the table, and I was like, wow, he's really invested in this game right now.
Yeah. So he was like keeping count.
Okay.
For the team totals. And so that way, if it's close or like one guy's like, no, I slapped like 12 cups, and like, no, your team has 15 points total. There's no way, Plus, there's only 13 cups. So,
okay.
So yeah, that's how you win that game. And that one used to be like one of the last events, but we moved it up because the rules for that game are a little tricky.
Oh, you're telling me.
And when people are drunk, they're not getting it. Okay. So we moved it to the second event so people could play that before they get drunk.
Yeah, and I mean, much like the Olympics, guys, like this is very like you have to follow the rules, and like there is a scoreboard, and like there's judges and stuff. So I thought that was really cool how well like everything was as far as like planning goes.
Yeah.
Like you guys were very like, all right, what's the next game? Like you guys have to start this game while this game's going on, or else you're gonna mess up the whole like.
Right.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Which they ended up doing, and I guess we'll talk about that.
Yeah,
later.
we'll talk about that in a bit. But yeah. So then Slap Cup, that was a really cool game. That's when I walked in.
Yeah.
So I was supposed to be there at 9:00, guys, right? And DeKalb is about an hour away from me, so I got there late. And when I got there, everyone was already in motion. Like everyone was already doing their thing.
It was happening. Yep.
So for you guys, I was gonna film and do some pre-game interviews, and when that didn't happen, so I grabbed the camera and I just started filming, which we'll dive into the video in a bit. And then when I got there, you guys were playing Slap Cup, and I was like, not sure what's going on, but this looks really cool. Yeah. So then I was super confused.
Yeah, because you walked into 2 games of Slap Cup happening on opposite sides of a garage.
Yeah. So I was like, yo, this is crazy. And then I didn't know, like, okay, so obviously, like, each team has a theme, right? I didn't know it was gonna be that crazy where like people were like had their face painted and like, yeah, that's really cool. Like, when did that come about? Like, when did you guys start implementing the theme?
I guess the theme is always it's always been there from the beginning. So like the first year, we didn't really have a theme, but we had a team color.
Okay.
And so our team color the first year was black, I think. And so we just wore black long sleeves. It was part of the uniform that we had for the Frisbee team.
That makes sense, yeah.
And we just wore everything black. The team that we were playing against, their team color was yellow. And so they kind of went a little bit above and beyond, and they all wore yellow clothing. Like one person wore like a yellow tracksuit that he found like at Goodwill or something.
That's pretty cool.
Someone had like a yellow T-shirt, like a yellow polo, and they all had matching hats, like yellow and blue hats.
Okay.
And so that's kind of what started it. Because then going into the next year, it was like, damn, like they had a cool color. They actually went out and they got clothing for this. Like we just wore our uniforms. And they had matching hats. It's like, damn, we should step it up next year.
We should start wearing costumes.
Yeah, and so like the next year, we ended up going all camo, I think. So we had camouflage shirt, shorts, tights, long sleeves, like do-rag, like everything. And so that was ours the next year, and they did they were like the Backstreet Boys or NSYNC basically.
Yeah.
And from there it just kind of kept continuing, and people like try to outdo each other from last year, and it just keeps on getting more and more. We try to get more and more creative with our ideas.
That's pretty badass. Yeah, well, I guess we're not gonna keep you guys waiting. Here, watch this clip real quick.
Yeah, get a little preview.
A little preview of what went down. Mind you, the uniforms and the costumes, that was all like purposely planned, right?
Yeah.
And you'll see them playing Slap Club, and you'll see, just check this out. This is really cool. So yeah, guys, you just saw that. That shit is crazy. That's when I walked in and I was like, "What the hell's going on?
Yeah.
This is like a freaking movie."
Why is everyone slapping cups? Why is everyone yelling? Why is the music so loud? Why is
Yeah.
this guy dressed like the Joker?
Why is everyone drunk at 9 a.m? Like,
How is everyone this drunk?
yo, I didn't even eat breakfast. Where I was like, "Yo, should I stop at McDonald's and pick?" Nah, I was like, yeah, I'll be all right."
Yeah.
Totally regretted it.
Yeah, so it's a I wish I could walk into one and just see it without knowing everything that I know about it.
Yeah, no.
So like I guess you walked in mid event, like what was that like? It was
So-
just like a bunch of yelling everywhere.
Yeah, it was a bunch of yelling everywhere, and I've never been there before, so I didn't know like the layout, right?
Yeah.
And immediately I see a group of people playing on a table that looked familiar, which was your old table.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, cool, I'm at the right house.
Yeah.
Because you were like, oh, just walk in, so then I walk in, and then I guess they saw that I had my equipment, I had the tripod and stuff. So
Yeah.
someone was like, oh, this is the camera guy.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I'm the camera guy. And they're like, oh, cool. And then I was like, wait, what the hell? So then I kind of made my way around the house looking for you.
Yeah.
And then by then I kind of figured it out. Like everyone's competing, so everyone's busy.
Right.
Walked into your event. So I was like, oh, cool. Let me just chill here, wallflower, and like
Yeah.
just
See
hang tight.
what's going on.
And then right away I was like, yo, I need a beer. Like I can, everyone's like drinking and the garage smells like beer. I was like, I gotta fit in. I gotta, grab a
So
beer.
you felt out of place not drinking.
I felt super awkward just standing there. Yeah. So I was like, let me pull out the camera and start filming.
Yeah.
So for the first like hour or so, that was kind of like my thing. I was like, all right, let me just film as much as possible.
Yeah.
I got some good shots. It was cool. A lot of people were very like, so what I noticed, because I didn't compete at all, so I noticed that the people that took it very serious and the people that didn't,
Yeah.
and like those people that took it super serious were like in it to win it. Like these
Yeah.
are the guys that like lasted the whole
day.
entirety. Yeah. And then the guys, well, I don't want to say kids, but like the
Kids.
the younger people
Uh-huh.
that were kind of like, oh man, I missed. They were like, nah, you're gonna get fucked. Like you're gonna get drunk soon.
Yeah.
And I could tell. And yeah, it was fun, dude. It was cool. Like just watching everything unfold.
Nice.
Yeah, it was pretty badass.
So let me regather myself.
Backtrack.
Yeah. So
So then after Slap Cup,
yep. After Slap Cup is beer pong, and we do beer pong third because it slows things down after Slap Cup, which is really intense and like you're right next to people. You're like, physically touching their cups and slapping it.
it's intense. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a good way to kind of calm everything down a little bit. And so we have a set of rules that we've kind of developed over the first 3 years of having the event.
And these are your house rules.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, they're not even the house rules anymore. They were because, we originally the first 2 years we had it where I lived at the time. So yeah, they were our house rules and everything. But then after that, they just became the Beer Olympic rules. Like this is how we play Beer Olympics, and no questions asked.
Okay.
Because at this point, it's pretty different from like how people play.
Yeah, I was trying to notice like they were talking about like the 2 bounce rule.
Yeah.
And I mean that was pretty normal. But there was I don't know. I guess everyone plays like everyone's coming from different like high schools.
Right. So
Like
they all
different
have
parts of
different
the
things.
state, yeah.
And that's why we specify everything in the rules there.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is exactly how we're playing, and like why we made such a big deal to go over the rules before we started playing it.
Okay. Yeah.
Because we didn't want anybody that's like, oh, well, that's not how this works. Like, well, yeah, that's not how this works. We're playing with these rules.
Right.
So we do that just to keep everything and everyone's on the same page. And then that one, you win by winning the bracket. It's an 18 bracket.
Yeah.
You win, and that's it.
You
there.
just got to keep winning.
Yep.
Right.
After beer pong, we run 2 events at the same time to help speed things up. We do 4 corners and Civil War. So 4 corners.
Yeah, I was gonna say 4 corners is pretty sick. Like I've never seen that before.
4 corners is really, really intense, especially at that point.
Yeah.
Because people are drunk. They're really either you're invested in this 100% by now, or you're just gonna lose.
Yeah, which I saw firsthand. The team that I saw was your team. I don't want to
Yeah.
like badmouth anybody, but man, goddamn, like they should have won that game. Yeah.
Yeah. So 4 corners is a fairly simple game where you and a teammate stand on one side of the table, the opposing team's on the other side of the table. So kind of like how you would set up for a beer pong. And instead of any cups that you're shooting at beer cans.
Right.
So everyone has their own beer can. And so if we're partners and I shoot across and I hit the other team's beer can, you open your beer and you start drinking until they get the ball and they tap it on the top of the beer can.
Yeah.
And that's your signal to stop drinking.
Okay.
And then, you shoot, hit it, I drink my beer. Continues back and forth until you finish your beer. But the thing is then, since they're always hitting your beer and the more empty that your can gets, the easier it is to knock it over and to spill stuff.
You want to start throwing it harder, yeah.
And you don't want that because if your beer spills, you have to go get a whole nother beer.
Oh, I see. So you don't want them to spill your shit.
Right.
Yeah.
So you want to chug your beer and finish it as fast as possible, but you don't want to get in a point where your can's almost empty because then they get to shoot at an almost empty can.
So it's a balance.
Right.
Yeah.
And you win by being the first team to finish both of their beers.
Also, I noticed that, so a lot of people were throwing it, and the main point is to hit the can, right?
Right.
But I noticed that some people that were really good at this game threw it at a point, like, say, the top of the can, where there's, like, a circle, like the lip.
Yeah, the lip.
That makes it bounce awkwardly, and, it's harder to retrieve the ball, so then you have more time to chug your beer.
Yep.
So that was pretty sick. Like, I started noticing that, which was really, really cool.
Yeah, because if you just straight up hit the can, it's just gonna bounce on the table a few feet. You know?
So then this whole day, right? So I'm pretty sober at this point, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm watching this game unfold, and then this is the first of many throw ups that I saw.
Okay.
So this is the first time I saw someone puke. Yo, it was so I'm filming. He started puking, and then I put the camera away, and then it was just so cool how he was puking, but still willing to play because he hasn't finished the game.
Right.
That's how committed this person was, So he's he literally has the garbage can right here, pukes. He's like, all right, what do you want me to do?
He's back in it.
He's ready. He's ready. Yeah. So I was like, yo, this is serious. This is not no one's fucking around.
No.
This is,
the amount of pride at stake.
I can tell. Yeah. It was
at any given point is super high.
Because mind you, you're at this is still technically a college party. I guess there's people mingling and stuff, but the people that are playing, these people are really serious. This
is why we wake up and pay $244 for a hotel room.
Yeah, that was crazy. And why so why do you guys do it so early?
It's just kind of always been that way. The first few years we did it at 8 a.m. Mm-hmm. And originally it was so that we can finish that and then still go to the tailgate for the football game.
Oh, that makes sense.
So that way we do it early enough that when we're done, you can go tailgate and then go watch the football game.
But shout out to Jose. He kept saying throughout the whole morning, he's like, yo, I'm going to make tailgate. I'm going to make tailgate. I was like, yeah, bro, let's make tailgate. And then he
didn't make tailgate. But people did, though. We finished early enough that people made it to the tailgate.
Oh, that's awesome.
Just not Jose.
Yeah.
So that's why it was early. And then I think by the third year, it got to the point where nobody really cared to go to the football game because the first couple of years the football team was really good, and then since then they've just kind of been average or sucked.
So you don't really care.
So it didn't matter anymore. But we still kept it in the morning because at that point I felt I feel like it makes it more intense that it's in the morning because you woke up early to do this. It's not oh, I'm gonna go have a full day and then go drink at 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. It's
oh, I'm casually gonna go to this thing,
right? You're waking up and you're dedicating your day to this because the whole rest of your day is shit.
Yeah, no, I bet, yeah.
And so I think that's why I like keeping it early.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Also, I noticed that. So as I'm wandering around, doing my thing, you're busy as fuck with this game, right? You got your game face on. So then I wore the podcast shirt, TretoWithOutARadio. So,
which I did have in my bag, by the way.
Oh, really?
I was planning on wearing it that night.
Oh, no way! Yeah. Damn, that's cool. So I'm wearing this. I'm filming. Then a couple of people came up to me and they were like, "Yo, are you Treto?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Are you the Treto guy?
Yeah. So there's one in particular, and I wanted to give him a shout out. Mica,
yeah.
Which I met that day. I'm standing there doing my thing, and then he comes up to me. He's like, okay, so this guy's tall, right? So
Mica
right away when someone taps you on the shoulder or something, you turn. When I turned, I had to look up,
Yeah.
So he goes, "Hey, are you Treto?" And I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Oh man, that's so sick! Like the Treto from TretoWithOutARadio." I was like, "Yeah."
I can imagine. I can hear him saying that too.
He goes, "Bro, that's fucking legendary, man. You're like legendary." And I was like, "Nah, Renee's legendary. I'm just, I'm just on the show." He goes, "Man, yeah, like I love, like I listen to you guys all the time." And I was like, "Oh, dude, thank you. Like I appreciate that because that's never happened to me before.
Yeah.
Like it was cool because I don't know who this person is, and they're
Right.
like, "Are you Treto?"
He's like a complete stranger. to
yeah,
you.
that was like really cool. And then that happened a couple of times that night, or that day, really, because it was like 11 in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, but shout out to Mica for listening to the show. He was really cool. And then some people, they were like, "Oh yeah, we know Renee has a podcast," and
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh yeah, well subscribe." Like, so they already knew about it. Like everyone there was really cool about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's awesome. So that was a really cool
Cool moment that you had.
moment. Yeah. And not only that, I hope that like if you guys do continue it, like we could better like cover it.
cover.
Yeah,
Get better coverage.
Yeah, because this year I was supposed to be there at like 7 and I got
Yeah.
there at 9 on the dot. So yeah, but yeah, that was really cool. And then what else happened that I was like, yo, I'm going to talk about this.
I don't know, whatever it was, you didn't tell me.
Yeah, I don't remember, but I don't know. It was just overall like everyone that was there was really cool about like the podcast and stuff.
Yeah.
So
They were all very aware of it.
yeah, that's pretty badass. Especially that Mica guy, he was cool. And then I was like, yo, we're doing shotguns, and then it was like Jose and I were gonna do a shotgun because I guess Jose had some time to kill. Oh, this is when Jose. Okay, so like this Jose, he's been on the show. He was here for Drinkapalooza. He did the first game, and then he didn't drink for like a good like 30-40 minutes or so.
Yeah, it's like 30-40 minutes.
So within that time, he goes, "Yo, let's do a shotgun." Like
Yeah.
I haven't drank since the beginning. I was like, "All right, cool, let's do it." So we go outside, and I was like, "Yo, Mica, like let's do a shotgun, right?"
Yeah.
He's like, "I've never done one before," and in my head, I was like, "How is that possible?" Like everyone's always like that I've ever encountered has done one. So then I was like, "Yo, let's do it." We go out there. He's like stumbling with it. I don't want to call him out, but all right, fuck it. He's like stumbling with his can, right? So then Jose and I, we down it, and then I throw my can. And then when Mica like punctured his can, like it was just like he started spraying everywhere. Like it was bad.
Just through and through bad.
Yeah, but it was cool. Like I don't know. Even though I wasn't participating, it was cool. Like still drinking with everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised that Mica actually did it with you. He's not that big of a drinker.
No. Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
See?
Yeah.
That's how legendary you are. You got him to do a shotgun.
Oh, I was like, yo, this guy's tall. He could do a shotgun.
He could drink.
Yeah.
Was it because the only frame of reference you had was the only other tall white guy that you know from NIU was Vach? And you're like, oh, well, Vach can shotgun.
Right.
He can shotgun, right?
Yeah, they both could shotgun if they're in the same room. But yeah, I was surprised that Vach wasn't there.
Yeah,
Vach's been on the show before.
He was doing something in the morning, and he was contemplating coming out at night, but then he didn't.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that's basically it.
Not worth it.
Yeah, the story with that. But the reason, going back to why Jose hadn't played for like 40 minutes, and we mentioned this earlier in the episode, was that we do 2 events at the same time to occupy all 4 of the tables that we have and to keep things moving.
Yeah.
But for some reason, one of the games never started.
Oh, that's right.
And it threw everything off because now half of the bracket was in the second round, but they didn't have an opponent because the first round didn't happen yet in the other half of the bracket, and so it messed up all the timing.
Yeah.
So that's why we ended up having a lot of downtime near the end of the Olympics.
Yeah, that's yeah. I did notice that. Does that happen a lot, or is it always?
This is literally the first time it's happened.
Okay.
But it's also the first time that I didn't go out of my way to make sure that a game had started.
Oh, so you're the one that's overseeing everything?
Yeah. So and then this time because we were playing Civil War in the garage, and I guess I never explained Civil War. Civil War is basically beer pong, but instead of having 10 cups in the middle, it's played 3-on-3, and you have 3 cups for yourself. That's kind of like your life bar, and there's no turns. As soon as you have a ball, you can shoot.
Yeah.
And as soon as all 3 of your cups are gone, you're out. And you can't shoot anymore, but you can still get the balls to help your teammates.
Yeah. Okay. So it's like once you're out, it's once you run out of cups.
Yep. Nice. And so we were doing that in the garage. I made sure I could see the other game happening, so we made sure that both games were happening at the same time. And I told a couple people that were on the current vet team and the rookie team, like, hey, you guys are playing this game inside on these 2 tables.
Yeah.
And I just assumed that they did it, but they didn't. So yeah, that's kind of how that discommunication
How
happened.
much preparation goes into this? Like, you personally, like, do you like prep for this like a week in advance, a month in advance, or you kind of just, it's been 6 years, so you kind of know what to do?
Yeah, I guess at this point, I don't really have to do much because I already did like I have a folder on my computer. And I have a folder in my computer of templates. I have a folder, that same folder backed up on my what's it called, on my Dropbox, and I have that also backed up on a flash drive.
Jesus.
So like I'm not gonna lose them.
Yeah.
And so I have those to like get the templates and everything that I need. I have at this point 6 years of past events that I can copy and paste from.
Damn.
So like really, it's just a bunch of copy and pasting that needs to happen at this point.
Yeah.
And so this year, I actually didn't do most of the stuff. Like people currently on the team handled most of everything.
Oh, cool.
Like so, Jesse and Cass, they kind of handled everything on the NIU side. So like Jesse kind of coordinated the teams. Jesse and Cass coordinated the teams. They coordinated the rookie team. They explained to them what Beer Olympics is and what they need to do.
Oh, it's kind of like coach them a little bit.
Yeah, coach them through all that. Cass created the Facebook event page and copied and pasted all the information from the previous year. Got the screenshots of all the events, all the rules and stuff. So all I really had to do was communicate with my team and communicate with the other alumni team. So I did like half of what normally happens.
Yeah. All right, so we all know like the preparation and everything goes into it. Let's talk about who really won the whole thing, though.
Oof.
Because I do want to get into that. As a bystander, I saw a lot of like emotions.
Yeah.
Flying through the air in that room. So you said your record personally is yeah. The last 2 years, right? You guys won?
Personally, I've won before this year. I had won the last 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn, look at you! Not even giving a shout out to your team. Like I won the last 2 years.
Well, because it was with two different teams.
Oh, okay. So, really, it wasn't the same team?
No. So
yeah, I'm kind of curious who was on the previous teams.
See,
because dude, there was a lot of, especially Jose, man. Dude, I love Jose because he's like, hey, but does your back hurt from carrying the freaking team? Like, he talks a lot of shit. Like, okay, so then,
so I guess
had a different team.
Yeah, let me break it down this way then. So first year, there was one team that the team I was on lost to, and that was the same 10 people the second year. Then we lost to them. Third year they switched. No, third year was the exact same team again, and my team and all the other teams lost to them again.
Okay.
But at this point, it had been the team that I was on who had lost 3 straight years, and another team that had beaten us 3 straight years. And that was the exact same team, the same 5 people for 3 years straight.
Damn.
So all 3 of them three-peated together.
Yeah.
Then some of them took the next year off, which made me nervous. Because the 4th year was the year where I had just graduated. And I was like, damn.
So you're coming back without a team.
Yeah, so like I don't have a team. Like 2 of them backed out. I was like, all right, I guess I'll play on the alumni team.
Yeah.
And I got nervous. I was like, shit, like what if the first year that I'm with the alumni team we lose? And then like it's just me. Like I'm the bad luck, And so that year it was myself, Vok, who's been on the show, and then the 2 people that we played beer pong against, Kevin and Cook.
Okay, yeah.
It was us 4 and another guy who you haven't met, Tanner is his name.
Okay.
And so we competed and we ended up winning. And so that was the first time I had won with that team, or just in general.
Yeah.
And Kevin and Cook, that was 4 straight years for them.
Oh, nice.
And so we won that, and that's why I consider that a win for myself, but not with my team.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And so the next year, everyone else on my team had graduated. So we competed again together, but as the alumni team. And that year, the like Jimmy, Cook, and all the other guys that had won that 3-peat, they came back to compete again. And so that year we ended up winning everything. So we won everything. Damn. And so that was my second year winning.
Okay.
but it was collectively our first year winning.
Right.
And the first year that we had actually beat them. It was like when LeBron moved to Miami and he finally beat the Celtics.
Yeah.
Or like the year that Jordan just worked out a whole bunch and he finally beat the Pistons.
Damn. So that
Like,
was it.
It was that. Like that was that moment.
The build up.
Yeah.
That, yeah.
Like that's the equivalent.
I like how serious you guys take this. Like this isn't like I feel like people listening are like, all right, whatever, it's just beer Olympics. Like no, this is like the real deal. Like,
and hopefully like showing the clips in here will kind of give them a better sense of it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So so we had won. You know, we were really excited, and we could not be more nervous going into this because the year before we had basically swept and everything except for one event where we got last somehow, but everything else we got first across the board.
Yeah.
And so it was like shit, like we did it, we won, we beat them. And so the other alumni that had gone on a three-peat, they're like, well, yeah, now you guys got to do it 2 more times. Like that's what you got to do now.
Well, now you got to like.
Yeah, you got to keep it going.
Yeah.
Like this is your beginning of your three-peat. Like you guys haven't done shit yet.
No pressure though, no pressure.
But no pressure.
Yeah.
And so we were nervous. We thought we had it in the bag. We were really confident, but we ended up getting beaten by the other alumni team.
Yeah.
Who for a lot of them was their first year competing, I think.
Oh, really?
Only one of them had competed before, and he had competed 3 times. He had lost 3 times before, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So this is his first win, and that team's first win. So now, I mean, the pressure's on them.
Yeah.
They gotta defend the title next year.
I feel like they could do it. Like they had a pretty
They had a solid team.
pretty solid team. Yeah.
I think
they met a guy named Sonny.
Yeah, Sunshine.
Sunshine. There you go. Yeah. Sonny. What is this? Italian mobsters? Hey, yo, Sonny. No. Yeah. He was really good. There was another one. DeVito. What's his name? The guy who was a Joker and then took off his face paint.
Delgado.
There we go.
Davino.
Yeah, I'm
Danny
butchering names.
DeVito.
Little short guy. No, but he was really good. And then there was a couple of them. There was a couple of players though. I'm not gonna lie. When I got there, I was like, "Yo, you guys need to step it up." And I just got here. Like, there was a lot of elves that were very like, yeah.
But the elf team did come in 3rd place. They beat the team that was in superhero costumes.
Okay, yeah.
And the elf team was the rookie team.
So I thought that when I got there, I thought the Joker team was mixed in with the superhero team.
Oh.
So I thought it was a whole Marvel thing going on.
Yeah.
Right? And I was like, oh, wow, a bunch of them chose Joker. That's weird. Like, there's other characters. They could have spread out. Like, I was like,
you guys really couldn't coordinate in the group chat.
like, there's no Iron Man here. Like, what are you? That's like the best one. But yeah, so I was really confused. And then eventually I realized that there was multiple Jokers from different movies.
Yeah.
But so those elves came in 3rd.
Yeah, the elves came in 3rd, and
there's a guy in the clip we show that taking a shot at Malort. He was really good. Don't know his name. Sorry if I didn't catch your name. He was really good. There was a couple different elves that were really good. There was one guy doing push-ups that he was kind of decent.
At doing push-ups or at playing?
I don't know. At that point, I was like, "Why are you doing push-ups?"
I want to know the story behind that.
Yeah, I have no idea. But there was one tall elf, man, and I wish I would have gotten his name because he kept offering me candy.
Yeah,
and I was like, "Bro, like, focus." Like, I wanted to be like, "Yo, stop messing around." Like,
I know
it looks like you guys are
too.
down. They were playing beer pong, and I was like, "Don't mess with the candy right now. Like, you gotta make these cups." But
like you were focused for him.
Yeah, I was focused for him. And then he kept talking to me like, "Oh man, these guys are really good." I was like, "No, man, like come on." He goes, "Oh man, they're gonna make this watch." And I was like, "Dude, don't say that. Believe in yourself." I wanted to go Coach Carter on him.
Man, if you coached those guys to a victory, that would have been legendary.
Bro, I wanted to, but
that would have added a whole new dimension. Like I guarantee you, the next year every team would have a coach.
Yeah. Oh. Yo, are we adding coaches next year?
Dang, that might be...
That would make it a lot easier on you because now the coaches could keep track of who has to play what at what time.
Dang, that's a good idea. That might be the next move.
That is a good move. So, yeah, I'm down to be a coach if anyone wants to pick me up as a coach. I have great experience in coaching.
Yeah,
we used to coach a basketball team.
We did, yeah.
Yeah. we didn't drink while we coached these kids, but we.
But still, coaching, shooting, most of these games revolve around putting a ball on something.
There you go. Yeah, same shit. I did, however, once I started drinking with you guys, after everything was all said and done, I did kind of feel relieved that I didn't compete because I was like, I would not make it. Like I thought, okay, and I think I told you this before we even went down there for the weekend. And I was like, yo, my tolerance in drinking is bar level. Drinking, where like I know that I could keep up at a bar and like a social event.
Yeah.
Whereas if I'm drinking one knee on the ground while I'm trying to catch a ball in midair and like trying to touch a different can and trying to do all this shit while trying to chug a beer, like that's not gonna happen. There's no way. Like props to everyone that participated.
You just gotta believe in yourself.
No, hell no. Like I mean, I wouldn't be as bad as the elf, like for sure. Like I would have been a little better than the elves.
Okay.
But yeah, and then the whole like taking shots, like
for losing,
for losing, you had to take a shot.
Last place in every event takes a shot.
Yeah, it was bad. And then there was a disc involved, and
that was a late second edition. Somebody on the winning team came up to me, he's like, "Hey, so I feel like these teams should do a disc because they were last." And I was like, "Well, that just seems unfair. That just seems cruel."
But it works.
And we talked about it for like a minute maybe, and I was like, "All right, how about they all do a disc, and then the third place team." They do, there's 5 of them, so between the 5 of them, they do 3 discs.
Okay, so they have to choose.
Yeah, and so, well, no, like all 5 of them finish the 3.
Oh, they pass it down.
Yeah, they pass it around. And we settled on that, but I like how it really didn't affect me in any way. I could have just said, yeah, sure, they all do discs. Like fuck it, like I don't care.
You guys were good.
Yeah, we're fine. But like even post Beer Olympics, like I was upset that we lost. Like I was already drunk, and I was just like, no, that just seems mean.
Damn, so that was really mean then.
Yeah.
Damn. But
yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's you gotta be mentally prepared. Yeah. Like I know I was telling you this, where I was like, yeah, you gotta think about it. You just gotta accept it that it's gonna happen.
You gotta go in there knowing that you might throw up during that disc.
Yeah,
because I feel like if you just casually like, oh, I drink beer, I could.
Yeah.
Nah, bro. I think one of my friends, we went down there one year, a couple years ago. He didn't believe that you could fit 5 beers into this disc. Yep. And then you guys were like, no, like this is legit, like 5 beers.
Yeah, like we'll show you that 5 fit, but then you got to drink them all.
Yeah, so he's like, all right, bet. And then just fucked them up.
Yeah, like that ended his night, if I remember.
Yeah, it did. But man, that's bad.
But yeah, you just gotta accept it. I think if you had like a month to prepare and mentally wrap your head around it, now that you've seen the Beer Olympics, I think you can make it to the end of the Beer Olympics.
The night before, not the night before, 2 nights before, we hung out. We went to the Kanye IMAX movie.
Yeah.
I took a shotgun. I was here and I was like, let me just try a shot. Let me see if I still got it. And I sent you that video.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like throwing up right after that. I was like, because we had eaten a chicken dinner from Nando's, and I was like pretty full. Did the shotgun, regretted it immediately. I sat on the couch, was like, that was the dumbest thing. I'm not doing that on Saturday morning. Like, they could go fuck themselves.
And then you ended up getting people to do it.
Yeah, and then I ended up getting Mica and all them to do it. But even then, I was like, yo, it's like 1 in the afternoon. I'm already 3 shotguns in. Yeah. Like, what?
Boy, it had to be more than that, because we did 2. Like, I did 2 with you guys. Really? And you did a whole lot more that I didn't do. Because we did 2 in the garage.
We did do 2 in the garage. Oh, so I definitely had more than 3.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, so
if I had to take a guess, you had like at least 6 of them.
Yeah. Nah, I'm not thinking about it. Oh shit, maybe. But I told you this before off camera. You guys don't refrigerate your beers for this competition.
Yeah, well, I guess it's not a conscious decision, except for the first. Like for the beer chug, you don't want a cold beer because it's gonna hurt to chug it. Uh-huh. So
that's true, yeah.
You want like a room temperature beer, like a little bit cold beer.
Yeah.
But because everything's moving so fast, you don't really have time to go to the refrigerator or nobody wants to bother with getting ice or anything. So you just have the whole case next to you in the corner of the garage.
Yeah.
And if the garage gets hot because there's so many people, eventually all your beer gets warm, but you don't even think about it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because then you just keep picking them and picking them, and eventually they're just gonna
they're
finish.
hot.
Yeah, they're gonna finish. That's wild.
And even like, and I didn't even think about that until you mentioned it. Because even after we were done with the actual Olympics and we were just playing games afterwards to play, it was still the same warm beer.
Yeah, like I remember grabbing a Coors just because I wanted a beer, and I was like, oh, this is not cold.
Yeah.
But I drank it anyway because at that point I was like, well, fuck it. Like, I'm not going to find cold beer.
Right.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. Well, another year, another Olympics. Do you have anything to say as far as like everyone listening that participated that day? Or
I mean, good job, I guess, to the team that won. I'm still kind of foggy on what their official team name was. I don't know if it was the Jokers, 4 Batman and a Joker, or some weird combination of that. But they pulled it off. They won.
Yeah.
I don't think they could do it again though.
Ooh.
No.
Ooh, nah. I don't know, dude. I think they could.
No.
I mean, you guys had a solid squad, but
prelims, spring. No.
You guys had a solid squad, but like some of your players fell off.
Yeah.
Which I think hurt you in the long run.
Yeah, two of our players kind of died out before the end. Yeah.
But no, I think it was fun, man.
No,
definitely.
overall,
If you guys have
really
open
fun.
tryouts, I'm willing to dust off the old
What are you gonna dust off?
beer pong balls. I don't know.
Dust off the shooting sleeve?
Yeah, the old my elbow cracked.
I hope
maybe
that
we shouldn't do that.
I hope that came up on the footage the audio.
Yeah, that's bad.
But yeah, I mean they did a good job. I mean people that are currently at NIU did a good job at organizing, and I mean they showed up and they were there.
Yeah.
That's basically
That's all
it.
you gotta do.
They
Just
showed
open the door
up
for everybody.
They showed up and they drank a lot of shots because they kept losing.
Yikes! Yeah, that was bad, man. Next year though, we'll definitely have better coverage of that. More than these little clips. Although these little clips were amazing.
They're pretty good.
Yeah.
What you managed to get was really good.
So yeah, man, that's awesome. Season 4, right? Kicked it off the right way, man, with some beers.
With some
what's
super
funny?
beers.
This whole episode we're talking about beers, and we don't have any beer.
I don't want to. I don't want to have a beer.
I'm not drinking beer for the rest of fucking 2019.
Yeah, I won't. I'm not gonna have a beer for a while.
Yo, that's crazy. How were you the next day? You were good or?
All of yesterday I felt pretty bad. Today I woke up fine. So I stopped drinking. It was like what 4
in the afternoon.
4 in the afternoon, and
had that bomb burger from
Buffalo Wild Wings, and then I felt bad until when I woke up the next morning, or 2 mornings later.
Yeah.
So this was Saturday. I woke up Sunday still feeling shitty. Felt shitty all of Sunday. Woke up Monday morning, and Monday morning I felt okay. Mm-hmm. And then now Monday evening I feel normal again.
Oh, there you go, dude. See, it's not that bad.
Yeah, and I stopped drinking at 4. Like if
you would have kept going,
if we had kept going and like you drank like a normal person, like you like pregame at a bar or something, you go to a party like at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and you drink until like 1, 2.
Yeah.
I probably would have felt shitty tomorrow on my flight.
Yeah. No, that's bad.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, there you go, man.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's rough, but yeah, we're. Oh, I think that's what I forgot to mention. We're. I think that's it. I think we're calling it quits.
Yo, you guys are resigning from
Beer
Olympic Dugan Invite
the
Festival? Nah.
Dugan Invite Festival, the Dugan Invitational.
Oh, there you go. What did I say, Dugan? Dude, I'm really bad with names, dude. It's not just like actors and actresses.
In your defense, there is a Nugan and there is a Dugan.
There is, right? I thought so.
There's
which
2.
Which one's which?
Nugan is Eric, the guy that passed.
Okay.
Yep,
Yeah.
The bright neon. And
shout out to Eric's outfit. That was awesome. Yeah.
I didn't think it was funny how like the one white guy on our team had like the most white person 90s outfit.
Yeah.
And the rest of us were like really urban 90s.
Yeah.
Which made perfect sense.
Yeah. I just want to say whoever brought that spinning key
the spinning chain.
The spinning chain, classic. Like they deserve to win.
I thought that was really funny, and I'm pretty sure I didn't think of it, but I'm pretty sure nobody considered that when we were planning. It's like, yeah, just dress up like the 90s.
Yeah.
And the style of the 90s that was prevalent for us is way different
from his 90s interpretation. Yo, that's funny, man. Yeah, you guys did a good job with your outfits.
And they were worried. They wanted to change it. It's like, well, I don't know. I feel like it's not really a theme. We're just gonna look weird. I was like, no, it works.
No, it worked. It definitely looked a lot more comfortable than some of the Jokers I saw out there. Like these Jokers were like tight shirts. Like at one point, Delgado had someone else's shirt on.
Yeah.
Like, and then he had makeup and then he didn't have makeup.
Yeah,
he had a shirt and then he didn't have a shirt. And I was like, this guy is doing it right now. He's owning this competition.
I don't know what happened with that. Like they would have their clown makeup on one event, not have it the next one, and then they would have it again. Like, were they reapplying in the middle?
I have no idea, but at one point I saw him shirtless and I was like, oh my God, he's super drunk. But then he put on a flannel and I was like, he's changing.
He's fine.
Yeah, he's just cool. Yeah. I thought he was going streaking or something. I was like, yo, this man's about to take off his pants.
It depends how long you're shirtless, and that's how when people start getting worried. If you're shirtless for like 2 seconds, people are like, oh, he's changing. If you're shirtless for 5 minutes, people start getting a little
like,
nervous.
Yo, bro, you want to put a shirt on? Or
you want to throw a shirt on? You're going to take a shower? What's going on?
I know. What do you need help? I'll give you a shirt. Yeah. Damn, that's crazy. No, overall, you guys did a good job. Definitely looking forward to next year if you guys do decide to go back.
Yeah, I mean, I think even if we don't compete, like I want to be there and watch. Like I think I haven't. That's part of my because Mike was like, yeah, I think I'm done. Like I mean, if he watches this, then he's probably gonna hate me for mentioning. But he's like, yeah, I hit my low point on Saturday when I was throwing up, head in the toilet, and the vomit splashed off of the water and landed in my glasses.
Oh my God.
And it's like that was it for me. Like that was my low point.
That's when he's like, yo, this is not.
Yeah, it was like I shouldn't be doing this anymore.
Yeah.
And
no, that's a good low point.
Yeah, like, that's a pretty good low point.
It's a good pivot.
Yeah, and so he said that, and I started thinking about it. I was like, damn, I think I should be done. Like there's been 6 competitions. I've competed every single year. I've won twice. Like that's pretty good.
That's pretty good, yeah.
That's a decent.
Don't you want to go out with a bang though? Like you just want to like.
Yeah, that was.
Also, I'm surprised that you guys haven't gotten like a trophy or anything involved in these competitions.
That's the plan.
It's all like bragging points, or bragging rights.
Bragging rights, but that was the plan. Like, had we won this year, like we were gonna compete again. Like we were gonna go for the 3-peat.
Yeah.
But now that we lost and there's no pressure to get a 3-peat, I was like, well, you know what, I'm good. Like it'll be nice to show up and just watch, for the first time in 6 years.
Well, there you go, man.
But I don't know. We'll see.
If you go watch, I'll go watch with you.
No. Yeah. Well, we'll see, man. It's like, when Jordan retired and then he ended up coming back and then he retired again and then he came back.
Yeah.
Like, sure, he was 42 years old, but he was still killing it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, but then again, it's like, why did you come back and play with Washington?
Hey, man, if you're 42 years old, you're trying to just play.
Yeah, if you're 42 years old, you shouldn't be drinking like that.
Unless you're Jordan. Also,
I want to, without directly pointing him out, but I want to give a quick shout out to all the casualties that almost didn't survive that night. There were some people I saw on the couch, some people that were like super wasted and like they were like troopers for trying to make it out. Yeah. That was really interesting. That was like
seeing people just slowly die inside.
Yeah. Like I've never noticed people slowly dying like that. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. But they were so like they were just down to just keep going.
Yeah. I mean it's a commitment.
That's pretty badass.
I think as long as we got people that are willing to feel like shit but keep on going while the events are going, we'll be fine.
Yeah, they'll be good. All right, well this was a great episode of TretoWithOutARadio.
Knee pads. That would have been clutch. Now that I think about
these knee pads. Yo, honestly, that was a little scary. Thought I was gonna break the table. No, when I missed my step, I was like, "Yep, I'm going down. All right, cool. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Treto."
So what's going on, everybody?
Yeah, and moving forward, I mean, you noticed little things we're gonna be doing different throughout the season. So I'll try not to bust my shit, but I'm excited for season 4, man.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna be a good winter.
Good winter for sure. Yo, remember last winter when the fucking
damn that's cold.
Yo, that was cold. Fucking we did a polar vortex episode for you guys and we were freezing our asses off.
Live coverage outside. No.
Hey, how's it looking out there?
Fuck California.
I was gonna say, damn, that's cold, but fuck California. Yeah, you're right. Which, by the way, you're going to California tomorrow.
I am, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna be in California, and then I guess we could talk about it by the time we record the next episode.
Sounds good, man. Well, Trade Without a Radio, season 4. You already know how it goes. I'm your host with the most, Renee from the other day.
Yep.
We'll see you guys next week.
All right. See ya.